Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host, Sreem bin Muhammad Rafi, and here is your YouTube channel, Zamir Universal. I'm coming to you with a very burning and very important and very serious problem facing Pakistan, which is the shattered and ruined and completely messed up economy of the country. I'm not going to go into the reasons because I think by now the whole nation knows that who has plundered the money, who has taken the every penny, and by all possible corrupt, false, and illegal means out of the country. When the country was handed over to the crooks, to the criminals, to the scum of the society, and the two families with their relatives, accomplices, supporters, facilitators who come up right at the top are the Sharifs, which have been the greatest curse on this country. And the old man has died and will be answering all these questions what he taught to his children. Because money was their main objective. At what cost, it didn't matter to them. And when the old man came from India and the kind of background which he had or his father had, and I'm not going to go into that because that will be a sin to dig his past. But what he did to this country, I cannot forgive him, and I'm sure the whole nation can and should not forgive him. And so should be his children, and the eldest of that old man's child is Nawaz Sharif. The whole nation curses Ghulam Jilani, the Director General of ISI and ex-governor of Punjab, who introduced this criminal into politics, and how this man climbed up and destroyed everyone which came in his way, and whoever did something good to him, to protect him, to save him, to help him, he just stabbed him at the back. That included Mia Azhar and his father. That included Chaudhry Shujat and his whole family. That included his very close associate like General Ziaul Haq's son, who had favored this person who did not deserve even to be a junior clerk, and he rose up to the post of a prime minister, first finance minister, then chief minister, and then 3 times prime minister. And what he did to this country, I think the history will never forgive him. And there is a competition in this family to beat the others in crime. So his brother Shabazz Sharif surpassed in every aspect of corruption his elder brother.
और जाफर शाह को 7,165 एकड़ अराजी से नवाजा गया। जलालपुर पीरवाला के सैयद गुलाम अब्बास और सैयद मोहम्मद गौस को 34,144 एकड़ अराजी दी गई। गिलानी सैयद ऑफ मुल्तान, जिसमें सैयद हामिद शाह और फतेह शाह के नाम शामिल हैं, इन्हें 11,467 एकड़ अराजी से नवाजा गया। दौलताना खानदान के अल्लाह यार खान अब लुड्ढन को 21,680 एकड़ अराजी बरतानवी सरकार की तरफ से दी गई। ڈیرہ غازی خان کے میاں شاہ نواز خان آف حاجی پور کو 2726 ایکڑ اور مظفر گڑھ کے ڈیرہ دین پناہ خاندان کے ملک اللہ بخش، قادر بخش، احمد یار اور نور محمد کو 2641 ایکڑ اراضی سے نوازا گیا، اور ستپور کے مختوم شیخ محمد حسن کو 23,500 ایکڑ جاگیر دی گئی۔ آج انہی مدرجہ بالا خانوادوں کے جانشین اور ان کی اولادیں پاکستان کی صوبائی اور قومی اسمبلی کی نشستوں پر براجمان ہیں اور جمہوریت کے خود ساختہ چیمپئن بھی بنے ہوئے ہیں۔ برطانوی استعمار نے جاگیریں دینے کے ساتھ ساتھ درباروں کے گدی نشین خاندانوں کو ذیلدار کے عہدوں پر بھی تعینات کیا۔ ہندوستان پر برطانوی تسلط کے 180 سال بعد 1937 میں جب محدود جمہوری انتخابات کرائے گئے تو یونینسٹ پارٹی میں شامل یہی جاگیردار، گدی نشین اور پیروں کو ہی منتخب کرایا گیا۔ 1946 کے انتخابات میں بھی یہی خاندان برسر اقتدار آئے۔ جنوبی خاندان کے گیلانی، قریشی، ڈیرہ غازی خان کے علاوہ وسطی پنجاب سے پیر نصیر الدین شاہ آف کمالیہ، شاہ جیونا آف جھنگ، مختوم سید علی رضا شاہ آف سندھلیاں والی، مختوم ناصر حسین شاہ، پیر محی الدین لال بادشاہ آف مکھڑ شریف اٹک نمایاں تھے، اور یہی خاندان یونینسٹ پارٹی کو چھوڑ کر آل انڈیا مسلم لیگ میں شامل ہوئے اور اپنے مفادات کو پاکستان کی حمایت سے جوڑ دیا۔ قیام پاکستان کے بعد ان گدی نشین پیروں نے چاہے اس ملک میں جمہوری حکومت قائم ہوئی ہو یا مارشل لا لگایا ہو، ان گدی نشین پیروں نے پاکستان کی سیاست میں مستقل طور پر اپنا وجود قائم کر لیا۔ ایوب خان کے جمہوریت کے تصور سے لے کر ضیاء الحق کی مجلس شورا میں اسلامائزیشن تک، اور اس کے بعد جنرل پرویز مشرف کے روشن خیال تصورات کی حمایت میں یہ گدی نشین پیش رہے۔ قومی اور صوبائی سیاست میں شامل ان بااثر گدی نشین اور پیروں کے حلقہ جات کا اگر جائزہ لیا جائے تو یہاں شرح خواندگی تشویشناک حد تک کم ہے۔ درباروں کے یہ مذہبی نمائندے اپنے مریدوں سے نذرانے، منتیں اور مرادیں لیتے ہیں، اور محکمہ اوقاف پر ان کا ہمیشہ مکمل کنٹرول رہا ہے۔ گزشتہ دنوں پنجاب اسمبلی میں وزیر اوقاف نے رپورٹ جمع کرائی کہ محکمے کے زیر انتظام مزارات کی تعداد 544 ہے، اور ان مزارات سے سالانہ آمدن 1.5 ارب سے زائد کی ہوتی ہے۔ یعنی ناظرین کرام، یہ وہ آمدنی ہے جو ظاہر کی گئی ہے، اصل آمدنی تو اس سے کہیں زیادہ ہے۔ 2 سال پہلے ایک پیر نے اپنے 2 بیٹوں کی شادی کی تھی، اور اس میں صرف آتش بازی پر کئی کروڑ خرچ کیے گئے تھے۔ شاید وہ شادی آپ لوگوں کو ابھی تک یاد ہو۔ یعنی آپ لوگ اندازہ لگائیے کہ ان مریدوں اور زائرین سے کس حد تک نذرانے اکٹھے ہوتے ہوں گے، اور پھر انہیں کس طرح بے دردی سے اڑایا جاتا ہے۔ اس کے علاوہ ان مزارات سے منسلک زرعی جاگیروں پر بھی ملی بھگت کے ساتھ یہ پیر مقامی سرکاری مشینری کے ساتھ مل کر قابض ہیں، اور ان جاگیروں کا رقبہ سینکڑوں ایکڑز ہے۔ متعدد مزارات کی گدی نشینی دراصل اب جانشینی میں تبدیل ہو چکی ہے، اور یہی گدی نشین یا ان کے متولی سالانہ عرس تقریبات کا انعقاد کرتے ہیں، اور وہ بھی ایک طرح سے کمائی کا ہی ذریعہ ہے۔ انگریزوں کے عہد میں ہم پر مسلط کیے گئے یہ گدی نشین اور ان کی اجارہ داری اور سیاسی طاقت آج بھی قائم ہے، اور چاروں صوفیاء کے سلسلے کے بڑے بڑے اولیاء اللہ کے درباروں اور مزارات کی گدی نشینی انہی کے قبضے میں ہے۔ شاہ محمود قریشی کا خاندان بہاؤالدین ذکریہ کا سجادہ نشین شروع سے نہیں تھا۔ یہ مزار کوئی 150 سال سے بے آباد پڑا تھا، اور پھر اس کی سجادہ نشینی شاہ محمود اول، جو کہ موجودہ شاہ محمود قریشی کا لقڑ دادا تھا، اس کو غداری اور انگریزوں سے وفاداری کے طور پر عطا کی گئی، اور انگریزوں سے مراعات اور خطابات حاصل کرنے کے معاملے میں خیبر پختونخوا بھی پیچھے نہیں رہا۔ انگریز سرکار نے پشتونوں کے لیے خان بہادر کے میڈل اور باقیوں کے لیے راؤ بہادر کے تمغے جاری کیے۔ یہ تمغے ان کو انگریزوں کی خدمت کے بدلے میں دیے جاتے، اور ساتھ میں جاگیریں بھی، اور پھر مقامی آبادی پر انگریزوں کا یہ خدمت گار طبقہ جو کہ وظیفے بھی لیتا تھا مسلط کیا جاتا رہا، اور آج پاکستان بننے کے بعد بھی یہ ہم پر مسلط ہیں۔ انگریزوں سے آزادی میں ان کا کوئی کردار نہیں۔ یہ تصاویر آپ کی معلومات کے لیے اور تاریخ کو سمجھنے کے لیے ہیں، نہ کہ کسی کو برا بھلا کہنے کے لیے، کیونکہ اس کا کوئی فائدہ نہیں۔ اصل بات تو یہ ہے کہ پنجاب، سندھ اور کچھ پختونخوا کے سجادہ نشین صوفیہ نہیں ہیں، یہ تو پہلے سے موجود مزارات کے قابضین ہیں जिन्हें अंग्रेज ने अपने नुमाइंदे के तौर पर नामजद किया ताकि आम लोगों को दीन के नाम पर गुमराह किया जा सके। आज ये सजादा नशीन बिल्कुल सादा लो अवाम को दोनों हाथों से लूट रहे हैं।
He was an counter specialist, a womanizer, a homebreaker, a murderer, and the way he siphoned money and he trained his both sons to do that and his son-in-law, I think will be a history which I hope a God is never repeated in this country. Putting these two brothers and their children on one end of the scale will be 99% of the corruption of this country, and the rest of the country is another family which first was Bhutto and who never dies, who split this country into two and also raised in the lap of General Ayub Khan. Both are the products and gifts of the men in uniform. And then how he cheated, how he deceived, how he corrupted the whole system, the whole society, how he lied to people, I think is a history now. And finally, I think he faced the punishment, which is an exemplary punishment, was hanged. And you can see how, one by one, the Sharifs are leaving this world. How their mother, how that old man who taught them how to steal, how to cheat, how to hide, and how he was buried without any of his sons around him, and how his daughter-in-law, who was wife of Nawaz Sharif, was buried and brought and sent in a box in the cargo, unceremonially, which to me is the greatest punishment that the Creator gave them. Nothing sort of changed them. Even 10 years in exile, back again they were with much, much more trained in corruption. Now they were international thieves and robbers, mafia. They have so deep roots with their money collected by corruption that they purchased and bought, they put a price on judges, they put a price on bureaucrats, they put a price on all the people who were in politics with them, and they built up a mafia, a group of robbers, thieves, vampires, vultures, that they have eaten the last piece of flesh and left the bare bones of this country. When you put these two families, the Daris, Bhuttos, and Sharifs together, I think you don't need another corrupt person to parallel them. Now, in this rat race, both the bureaucrats and the generals and other politicians and even some professionals, they use their power given to them by post, misuse that, and they also siphon billions and billions out of this country. The result is that the country is bankrupt. There's hardly anything left in the country, and now we have a cash cow and are begging and being insulted by the whole world. It is ironic that the major commodity which this country is exporting is not doctors, it's not intellectuals, not engineers, not lawyers, not great businessmen, but the beggars. It has now topped the whole world in export of beggars. More than 60% of the beggars which are imprisoned and caught in Iraq, in Iran, in Saudi Arabia, or the pickpocketers whose hands are then severed in Saudi Arabia are from Pakistan and Japan. Imagine now that the insult these two families have caused this man with the complete support of the army, and not the whole army, not as the army as an institution, but those corrupt generals at the top to whom you have given so much power that they consider themselves God, and they consider themselves beyond constitution, beyond any law, and they are the one who are actually pulling the strings of this country. The result is that when the public sees that these people are fleecing, these people are robbing, these people are taking their money, then why should they pay taxes? So the smartest people, which is Sheikh, and they have blood in their business, they are mostly in traders, and the wholesale markets like Akbari market, like uh, Shahal market, like Liberty, and similarly at Karachi, the whole of Tarak Road, and all those big businesses, all those people who are either in sugar production or they are in flour or wheat distribution or they are in export of clothes, fruit, or anything. They have learned means how to avoid paying taxes, hide and conceive the money they have earned, and they don't put their money in banks. They bury it in their rooms. So the whole Brandrath Road, Anarkali, and all those markets, that's where the economy is. It's a hidden economy. The economy is not in circulation, it's not in the banks, it's not accountable, it's not shown in the GDP. Government has done her best, but since practically they do not see that being paid by the rich, and each one of them who has power, starting from the member they elect and send them to the assemblies, they get everything free: electricity free, travel free, healthcare free, education free, residence free, flying out of the country in first or business class free, staying in the seven-star hotels free. So the billions of dollars are, I think, siphoned or used or corrupted by these people. The bureaucrats live not in one canal or two canals, they live in hundreds of canals of bungalows, which if we auction, then the whole debt of the country can be paid back. So can be the money collected at shrine, because a country of shrines, any monument in the whole country is declared as a shrine, and someone sits there as a Gadi Nishin to collect the money or collect the booty. And in complete, I think, collaboration with the Mehkama Awqaf. And I'm just showing you one example of a country which used to be once east wing of this country. That one mosque, that the collection you can see for yourself, required nearly 100 people to count and see what it had. It had crores of rupees, millions of rupees, gold, diamonds, and ornaments, all voluntarily donated in the cause of humanity, health, education, and worship. Similarly, if all this money is collected from all the shrines in Lahore, in Multan, in all cities of Pakistan,
दोस्तों ये वीडियो बांग्लादेश की एक मस्जिद का है। इस मस्जिद के अंदर चंदे की 8 दान पेटियां लगी हुई थी। जब इस मस्जिद की 8 दान पेटियों को 4 महीने के बाद खोलकर देखा गया तो इन दान पेटियों के अंदर 5,59,07,679 रुपए मिले और विदेश की करेंसी और सोने चांदी के जेवरात और डायमंड निकले। जब इन नोटों की गिनती करने की बारी आई तो इन नोटों को बोरियों में भरकर मस्जिद में फैला दिया गया और 13 घंटों के अंदर 200 लोगों ने मिलकर इन नोटों की गिनती की। सलाम बांग्लादेश के उन मुसलमानों को जिसने अपनी नेक कमाई अल्लाह के रास्ते में खर्च की।
You can have billions of rupees converted into dollars and pay back your debt. I'm showing you the video so that see with yourself. Seeing is believing. And so should you do those where you money is siphoned. Apart from these two corrupt families, you have indirect ways these families have produced. The IPPs, all I think belong to these people or their front men. More than 50% by Sharifs and the rest by Zadaris and Bhuttos. And the few trickle by Chaudhrys and generals and by others. So everybody, I think, had their piece of flesh and have really taken every stripped actually the bones of their poor country. Now I'm short this video because it's already becoming too long. My message here is that there is no way, unless like Muhammad bin Sulaiman, every one of them who comes, as Nawaz Sharif is coming, he should be immediately arrested. And if a Shabazz Sharif visits arrested, both his sons arrested, his son-in-law arrested, Nawaz Sharif's daughter arrested, his other sons, I think, either brought back from England by force and they are put in hotels, starved unless they pay every penny through their nose back to this country. And so it should be done to the great, I think, dacoit, the man who always, like a donkey, laughs, and he has, I think, first been accused of killing his wife, his brother in law, and imagine the number of murders he has committed and the money he has siphoned out of the province of Sindh. From ghost schools to ghost hospitals and millions of rupees in contracts sent to him by the chief minister because for the last 15 years he and his party has ruled over that province and there has been nothing spent on any Karachi or Hyderabad roads. Every penny has been taken out and in hundreds of I think cities across the world they have the investment. Both families have. They have real estate, they have hotels, they have own companies, they have construction companies, they have steel mills, they have sugar mills, even in Kenya. Imagine that in Australia, imagine that they own everything and now they will own all the national assets, including the all PIA hotels. And so did they do with the Flatties Hotel by getting one of their front men to buy that one. So the cheapest they sell it. They have sold the parks, they have sold the highways, they have sold the international airports, they have sold, I think, the ports. There's nothing left in this country which now Pakistan can say it is state owned. So putting them and our uniformed few people in the uniform, not all. 90% of the army who are the foot soldiers are the most loved, respected, cherished. I think the guards of the borders, which the whole nation take a pride. The few black sheep who have done this in the last 75 years and fattened themselves are all living abroad. in Australia, in Canada, in America, in Britain, and they are no more part of this country. I think with this short message that we have another source of revenue, FBR should collect all this booty from all the shrines and start paying the debts. Immediately nationalize all IPP, give them a piece of paper that that's all your total investment which you invested here. We do not want you to make any power or electricity for us. We cannot afford that to pay you in dollars. We cannot pay you for something we don't use. So get them out. Get all the sugar mafia, nationalize all the sugar mills, all the flour mills, the steel mills, all their businesses, and put them in the street as paupers so that they have a taste of poverty. That is the punishment that their children, their grandchildren, so should you do that to the corrupt generals, to the corrupt judges, to the corrupt bureaucrats, to corrupt professionals, to the corrupt businessmen. Unless you do that, accountability across the board, irrespective that it's your national sportsman, if he is corrupt and is proven, I think he should face the same. So should the Sharifs and Zardaris and Bhuttos or anyone else from whose home billions of dollars and gold has been discovered. They have no right to become or earn the respect of a speaker of Sindh Assembly when they are thieves and they have been burning notes to hide their loot. With these few words, I am going to beg your leave because my intention is that we put this country back and not be insulted and feel indignant as a nation of beggars who export beggars, not intellectuals. I think it's a matter of shame for all of us that we are reduced ourselves in 75 years to this, while the other nations, they are taking pride and they are now going to the moon, going up in the space. They are doing wonders in artificial intelligence, in manufacture. And what are we doing? We're producing beggars. And we're begging from IMF, the World Bank, from Arabs, for people whom we used to pay. We introduced Cadillac and cars and gave them as gifts to the Saudis. Now you see that it has been reversed. And what we are facing and getting back. I beg your leave on this and hope that we'll wake up, the whole nation will wake up, and the sacrifice of few hundred or thousand people to put the country back on its feet is not bad. I hope it will be done. Who does it and how judiciously it can be done, I leave it to the people in power who do not take the law in their own hand, but recover every penny from these people and spend it on the health, on education and development of the country. I beg you leave.
यूनिवर्सल टेलीविजन को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। उसके बाद बेल बटन पे क्लिक करें और अपने कमेंट्स के सेक्शन में अपने कीमती जो ख्यालात का इजहार ज़रूर